Dear softball, when many people write these letters, it's because they're saying goodbye to you, stepping off the field and hanging up their cleats. But I'm not saying goodbye, I just get to enjoy it from a different place. Well, in a few short weeks, I'll no longer be a Pro River softball student athlete, I'll always be a softball player. Never did I imagine that the little 3-year-old girl that picked up a baseball just because it's what her brothers were doing, the little girl that swore she would one day play in the MLB, would fall so in love with this game that she couldn't imagine never playing again. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for sculpting me into the woman I am today. You have taught me so much about life that I couldn't possibly list everything. You have taught me how to handle failure. I mean, the game of softball is a game of failure. You can fail 6 times out of 10, but it doesn't matter. You'd still be an All-American. You have taught me how to lead. You have taught me how to work hard to get things that I love. Work ethic, punctuality, responsibility, character, and respect are all things you have taught me that I can carry with me to all walks of life. The list is miles long. However, we have not always seen eye to eye. As Coach Meeks would say, the game knows. The game doesn't care who the best team is. The game doesn't care what the weather conditions are. Throughout my career here, I worked hard, very hard. I tried to do things the right way and be a good teammate, and yet sometimes it felt like nothing would ever possibly go my way. I've spent hours in the cages after practices trying to piece everything the coaches have taught me about hitting together just to go over in the next series. So yes, the game knows was a nice idea to cling to, but it didn't really ring true for me at the time. Looking back at my career here, I truly believe that the game really does know. You can't fool it. It sees your heart, it knows who deserves to be rewarded, and it will do so accordingly. The game is the game, and it will never change. This was one of the best lessons I learned, the lesson that keeps on giving. I was never the best person on the team, but I never let that stop me. Every day I came to practice, and I wanted to outwork everyone. I came in and hit extra, took extra reps, watched film, and even then I was still never the best. But the game doesn't care. I was blessed with the opportunity to come to college and get the best education because of softball. I showed up every day and left it all on the field, even when I didn't have very much. A lot of people ask me why I put in all of this work, time, and effort if I'm still not getting the results. My answer is always, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you give everything you have? Why wouldn't you give your best effort? I'm doing it all because I love the game, and even when I fail, I know I gave it my all. The game got my best self every time. This gave me toughness and resiliency. The kind of toughness that translated in all aspects of my life to the point that it's not just something that I possess, but rather a personality trait that has been ingrained into my DNA. But softball, most importantly, I thank you for bringing me to Pro River. At this school, I was able to rekindle a flame with you that was nearly burnt. I was able to find myself both on and off the field. The support from my teammates, fans, and the coaching staff was and is indescribable. The coaching staff was impeccable, and I was able to learn so much from them. I'm beyond proud to be able to say that I've played here and had the opportunity to wear a Wildcat jersey. So softball, this isn't goodbye, this is just the beginning. See you soon. J Money.
Dear softball, where do I even begin? Playing this game since I was a little girl has formed me into the person I am today. You have made me strong, confident, resilient, and tough. The waking up early, hours of practicing, working out, all of the hours put in isn't always easy, but it's always worth it in the end. It is the reason I can deal with pressure and adversity. So to the sport that has gotten me through my ups and downs, thank you. Thank you to all the coaches I've had, past and present. Without each one of these people, I would not have gotten as far as I am. From pushing me to my full ability, giving me opportunities that I would never thought were imaginable, you have showed me that I can do anything I put my mind to. Thank you to all of my teammates that have become lifelong friends, holding me accountable, pushing me to be a better me on and off the field. Thank you, softball, for bringing me to PRCC, giving me the best 2 years of my life, making lifelong memories and friendships that will forever hold a special place in my heart. Thank you to my parents who have sacrificed and believed in me this entire time. All of the countless hours traveling, being at the ball fields for hours, and money they have put in helped me reach my dreams of playing college ball. I want to thank the Lord who has given me the strength and ability to play the game that I have loved since the first time ever stepping onto the field. My final thank you goes to the sport I fell in love with 15 years ago. Thank you for showing me that I am stronger and tougher than I think. Without this sport, I would have never known what I was capable of, not only as a player, but as a person and a team player.
Dear softball, you have been a part of my life for a very, very long time. It's hard to think of where I would be without you. You have sent me lifelong friendships with people who were first strangers. You let me travel to different cities and states. You taught me tough lessons that will always stick with me. You have brought me to my highest and brought me to my lowest. You have sent me coaches who believed in me and coaches who didn't believe in me. But most importantly, you have taught me how to believe in myself. And you have helped shape me into the person I am today. I wouldn't trade the early mornings or the super long nights for anything. As much pain that I've been through because of you, I wouldn't ever take it back. And as much as I hate you at times, I really do love you. The experiences that I've had and the people that I've met will never be forgotten and will forever be cherished. Thank you for allowing me to see who I really am and who I really can be, and for giving me opportunities of a lifetime. Even though you are such a small part of my life right now, you have impacted me in the best way. Thank you, softball.
Dear softball, I have so much to say, but no idea where to begin. Honestly, I could easily turn this into a 10-minute speech, but I'll do my best to keep it on the bottom half of that. No promises, though. My relationship in the past 17 years with you has been the biggest, most stomach-turning roller coaster I've ever been on. All of the ups and downs and twists and turns and loop-de-loops has caused me to hate you and love you at the same time. When I was 3 years old, I was given a red plastic fat bat and a wiffle ball. My mom took me into the yard, stood out a few feet in front of me, tossed me the ball, and as she tells it, I hit the ball the length of our house. So my parents signed me up for t-ball, and my softball career was born. Here I am, 17 years later, playing at the collegiate level and living up to every dream that little girl ever had. To say that I have been blessed by your game is an understatement. Throughout all of our years together, I have built countless friendships and created memories to last me more than a lifetime. God has worked in me and built me by using you and placed amazing people into my life through you that have made me who I am and taught me so much more than just the game of softball. Not for 1 second do I regret having to sacrifice birthday parties or movie dates with my friends because I had a softball tournament. Even waking up at 4:45 in the morning, 3 days a week for a 2-hour lift before an 8 a.m. class, I wouldn't trade any of it for the world, because without those 3 extra hours in the cages with my dad post-practice, I wouldn't be where I am today. None of it has been easy, but I can truly say that it's all been worth it. I thank God every day for another opportunity to wake up and play the sport that I've loved my entire life. I'd like to share some special thank yous. To my teammates, these past 2 years have been 2 that I will never, ever forget. Every single one of you holds a special place in my heart, and I'm so thankful that God placed such strong, kind-hearted, loving people in my life. You all have become like sisters to me, literally, because we fight yet love like them. Sophomores, kind of feels like we've been to you-know-where and back a couple times over the last 2 years, but I wouldn't want to have gone through it with any other group of girls. I wish all of you the best of luck in what is to come. Freshmen, not to be a cliche, but live it up. Every second that you have left, enjoy every second that you have left, because I promise you, if you think this year went by fast, don't blink next year. I'm so glad I got to meet and become friends with all of you. I can't wait to see where y'all take this team next year. To my current coaches, plus Coach Sparks, thank you for allowing this environment to be so loving yet disciplined, so fun yet structured, and so free yet organized. I'm so grateful to have played under each of you and had the opportunity to work in my sport while also grow as a person. I have gained so much knowledge, not only about the game, but also about life, and I have you all to thank for that. To my family and friends, thank you for being my biggest supporters and always encouraging me to keep going. Especially to my mom, thank you for putting in countless hours of scrubbing on my white pants. You have been nothing short of a super mom through all of these years. You have believed in me, even when I didn't believe in myself, and lifted my head if it was hanging when I walked out of the dugout. Your love and your support has brought me so much farther than you realize, and I'm so thankful for you. I love you so much, Mom, and I can never thank you enough. Especially to my dad. Thank you for being my worst critic, my hardest coach, and my biggest supporter. It took me a long time to realize that you weren't just yelling at me in the cage because you were mad that I popped up one ball. You were building my mind and training my skills and installing the discipline I needed to become the player that I am. You've always pushed me to be the best I can and told me that not even 100% is good enough because the best give 110%. Not only have you watched me grow from a beginning t-ball player to a collegiate athlete, but you've led me the whole way. I can't even begin to describe how thankful I am for you and all that you've sacrificed for me. Hours on hours on hours hitting in the cages, miles and miles and miles traveling to games, and I can't even begin to imagine the amount of zeros that have been spent. It's because of you that I am who I am today, and it's because of you that I get to live this dream that we've both had since t-ball. I love you so, so much, Dad. I'll never be able to tell you just how grateful I am. Softball. I can never say enough about you or give you enough gratitude. Even though there have been many days where I've hated your guts, even still I've loved you every second. The same little girl who picked up that red plastic bat and fell in love with a game that would become her life lives in my heart, and I know that she is more than proud of me.
Dear Softball, I honestly don't know where to begin or how to put in words how thankful I am for you. You have molded me into one of the best versions of myself over the last 17 years of playing, and you have always been there for me through the roughest times of my life where we have had plenty of arguments, tears, and letdowns, and also the best times in my life where we have shared smiles, laughter, and celebrations. You have shown me how to accept failure in life and come back from it. You have shown me how to handle intense situations, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. You may just be a game to some, but for me, you are an outlet. Whether I've had a bad day, you were there. And even on a good day, you were still there for me. You're the one thing in my life that has kept me going and has been constant. This game has been full of up and downs for me through surgeries and wanting to quit some days, but you gave me a second chance here at PRCC when I transferred. And for that, I'm forever grateful for the people here in Poplarville, the school, the coaches, and without them, I honestly don't know where I would be today in life. If it wasn't for my current coaches, past coaches, and teammates, and most importantly, my family pushing me, I don't know where I would be. This game has given me lifelong friendships and has given me some of my best friends, and that means a lot to me. I've met a lot of people through you and experienced many places simply because of this game. Softball, you have truly had a huge impact on my life, and at the end of the day, I think we are all playing for the younger version of ourselves to prove something to everyone. We eventually have to hang our cleats up at some point, and hopefully mine won't be soon after leaving here, but we take it day by day and see which way life throws us because you never know, so I will continue to play like it's my last game every time until then. Thank you, Softball, for being my best friend, my outlet, and my life for the last 17 years. I love you.
Dear Softball, being able to play this sport for 16 years has taught me the up and downs on the field and also off the field. You have taught me that no matter how much you love something and want to play it forever, all things come to an end. I thank you for teaching me and showing me that life is not easy, and neither was the sport. After putting my blood, sweat, and tears into the game, it's sad to say that it's time to hang my cleats. Going through the 2 elbow surgeries within 8 years of playing softball tore me down, but being able to come back from them and continue to play made me feel like you were giving me a second chance to play again. Thank you for being my escape route from reality. Thank you for being my stress reliever. Thank you for being the sport I fell in love with as a little girl and could continue to play till college. Thank you for teaching me my lessons that I learned through an early age. Thank you for showing me that it's okay to fail and to get back up again and start over. To think after all these years it's all coming to an end is very upsetting, but also okay because I know what I have learned through my years of playing the sport. Thank you for the amazing teammates I have been able to play with throughout my 16 years of playing softball. Thank you for the wonderful coaches that has never gave up on me, constantly pushed me to be a better person and a better player. Thank you for the many friendships and unbreakable bonds you have given me throughout my life of playing softball. Softball, you have one of the best things that has ever happened to me throughout my life on this earth. And if I had the chance to go back and do it all over again, I would still choose you every time and stay committed and more dedicated to you every time.
Dear Softball, I always knew the day would come that I'd have to say goodbye, but there's no words that can actually prepare you for when your time's done. I want to start by saying thank you for the best 16 years anyone could ask for. I started playing as a kid like everyone else, but falling in love with the game is what makes playing this sport so hard. It's been a roller coaster of emotions, and I'd be lying if I said I'd never thought about quitting, but what people on the outside don't realize is that's just part of the game. The game is built around emotion, and your victories mean so much more when you face and overcome the failure to get there. I'd like to say thank you to Pearl River. Thank you for the never-ending support from the faculty to my coaches. Thank you for making it clear that if I ever needed anything, there was always someone to go to. Lastly, I'd just like to talk about my team. I've never been a part of a group of girls that have such a strong love for not only the game, but each other. The relationships built on the team were automatic, and I wouldn't trade y'all for the world. I've made the type of friendships that last a lifetime. Y'all have no idea how much y'all mean to me, and thank y'all for making my last year so special.
Softball. There are so many great things I could say about you. For the past 17 years, you've been one of my biggest blessings, and I really don't know what I'm going to do without you. I'm forever thankful for all of the life lessons, all the great people, and all of the places you brought me. There have been more times than I can count where I've wanted to never even see a softball again. But I'm so glad God had way bigger plans in mind. This is going into more of a Dear Pro River softball letter, This is going into more of a Dear Pearl River softball letter than just a softball letter itself, so bear with me. I had zero love for softball after graduating my senior year, and I really wanted nothing more to do with it after that. But like I said before, God had way bigger plans for me, and I could never express how glad I am that He did. Pearl River itself has been nothing more than a blessing to me. I've gained some friendships over my past 2 years here that I really don't know how I ever lived my life without these people. I have never played for coaches and played with a team who are always so encouraging and so big on picking each other up. At my lowest, they've always picked my head up and told me to keep going, and they will never know how much that means to me. They're not just my team, they're my family, and I could not express how thankful I am for softball, for bringing me to Pearl River and giving me this amazing experience. All of these amazing people in my life. Thank you, softball, for the best 17 years.